모든 경기장 도시양.
All right there, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. It is game number 1 between imbaFXO and eSahara. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have imbaFXO's BratOK. He is our red Terran player.
Yep.
And his opponent over at the 3 o'clock position from Team eSahara, that is Baby Knight. He is their brand new player. He is spawning as their teal Protoss. And here we are, cross positions action, TVP.
Yep. That is exactly what it is. As you said, cross positions. There are the gold minerals on this version of the map, so you do need to watch out for those, of course. Most likely it will be BratOK trying to take advantage of that. Usually Protoss players, take it if they're in a good, safe position too,
right.
But it's a bit more of a priority for Terran players, obviously, with the mule mechanic mining quite a bit more than your average SCV.
That is true. More than your average bear, and
Well, I don't think bears are very good miners.
Really?
At all, actually.
Then why did I just hire about 30 of them?
What are you mining?
I don't know. Maybe I just have too many. Going back to Skyrim, have too many bear nightmares. So
Captain
you see that
Pajamas
great
and his
thing?
slave bear army, apparently.
Well, it's better than the Night of Billion Bears that you do.
That
with,
is
in Magic the Gathering.
I know that is my ultimate turn 2 win deck.
I love the post on r/Skyrim though that was, this is the biggest lie that has ever been perpetuated in all of gaming, and it's the loading screen in Skyrim. It says bears are often docile creatures and will not attack unless provoked.
No
Nope.
kidding.
Nope.
Those
lie.
things smell you from like
That's
100
a lie.
miles away.
Yeah.
I don't know. We play a lot of Skyrim, and we also play a lot of StarCraft too.
Yes.
Very similar games, except that they're completely different.
That is true in every conceivable way.
That's right.
And it looks like BratOK is going to open with a 1-rank gasless FE.
Yep.
No terrible surprise here. Antigua Shipyard, a map that it's very, very simple. You throw a couple of bunkers down at the front, and you have perfect coverage of this ramp here and can safely expand.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Baby Knight going after the supply depot that has full hit points rather than the one that's being constructed, but that is okay. Just trying to get the attention of BratOK, trying to distract him a little bit, but it's not going to work. Now, Baby Knight, we'll have to see what he decides to do. He does have a pretty good idea, of course, of what BratOK is doing, although just recently in the GSL we saw a Terran player wall off like that on this map and then go into Banshees and then I believe it was Marine Tank from there. So you can be a little bit tricky sometimes with these wall offs in TVP, so we'll have to see what he decides to do.
With that gas there, anything could happen.
And Tech Lab, that's what's going to happen.
There we go. All right, so we'll see if it's some sort of Reaper opening.
All right.
We do have an SCV buried, now going back to Scout. Didn't know if it was going to sit back and try and build, a bunker or something like that and walk up Reapers along the way.
I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a Reaper like you're saying. Otherwise he may just decide to go ahead and produce Marauders. The
There
Tech
it
Lab,
is.
It seemed like it was a little bit later than it normally is. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Maybe I wasn't paying attention as much because of all our crazy, distracting Skyrim ranting there. But yeah, it looks like it will just be a Marauder expand then.
Bears everywhere.
Yep, bears. All right. So, and back in the base of Baby K, it's going to just be a 1-gate expand.
Yeah, 1-gate expand actually off of a Stalker for now. I mean, even players against
No
Terran,
Zealot, really.
Yeah, would go ahead and favor.
Is there one at the Zelnaga in the middle?
Oh, that's just a probe. Last I checked.
Oh, yeah,
yep,
it is.
There it is.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of Protoss players still actually go ahead and just go after, Sentry expands, things like that. So, hello.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's a lot of text right there.
That is
true. The language that I can't read.
That is true. In Cyrillic it appears, but let's see here. Some of the characters. It looks like the Marines and Marauders are going to make their way up now. Combat Shield is on the way. Concussive Shell already finished.
Yep.
Stalker running back home for his dear life.
A little bit of pressure coming from BratOK, as we can see there, but I've got a feeling Baby K is going to be able to handle that just fine if BratOK does decide to push. Looks like from the mini-map he is just going to turn around and go back home. Pretty good idea. I mean, the thing is that Protoss players are getting so good at handling that early Marauder pressure that it's very rare when you can actually get any sort of damage done with it. So it's usually good to just push out a little bit, be a little bit scary, get some map control, and then just go home.
And I want to let you guys know of a possibility as well. They did not, and actually my suspicions are a little bit aroused after seeing the Russian characters there.
Oh, really?
There's a very good possibility that this is not... okay, eSahara has one active Protoss player right now. He is Baby Knight. He just signed on with the team. Actually, yesterday, he signed on with the team, although he was cleared to play in Sunday's game. However, they had, at the same time...
I see where you're going
Yes,
with this.
they had a player, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and switch that now. So we're going to go ahead and pretend that we are correct.
Look
because
at that. Switching it without even needing to mess the game up at all.
Yeah,
so,
there you go. So, but anyway, long story short, Verdi was with the team until yesterday. So, coincidentally, and Baby Knight is not Russian. Not to say he doesn't speak Russian, but Verdi is, and just threw out a lot of Russian there, which, of course, BratOK, being Russian himself, would understand. So, I'm going to go ahead and say that my suspicions are confirmed. This is actually Verdi in probably his last performance as a member of eSahara.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. The replays, unfortunately, weren't labeled.
They were
so
not
we had
labeled
to do a bit
at
of deductive
all.
reasoning, and
yes,
we deduced incorrectly. But now we know.
Yes.
Through more educated guesses, not unlike Sherlock Holmes, putting together the clues to complete the whole.
I called not being Watson, so.
Oh, I'll be Sherlock. That's fun.
No, I said not being Watson. I'm Sherlock.
You called. Oh.
Yeah, no, I will not lower myself. Anyway.
What? What's wrong with Watson? He's like, Watson's the action hero.
He's a medical doctor.
Anyway, here comes a push by Verdi. We'll have to see if it does any damage, really. Guardian Shield a little bit late, but he does have a lot of stalkers there. Some SUVs coming off the line as well. BratOK getting force fielded out, and Verdi, you know, kind of a bit of a stalemate, though. Verdi a little bit ahead in supply. Is he going to continue to push? Waiting for a few more stalkers. Obviously, no bunkers there at all to protect BratOK.
Yeah, could get a little dicey here, especially as he is producing off of these 4 gateways. Now, in styles, you have a forward pylon. Yeah, sitting back there next to the army. Another one going down. That's going to last for absolutely no time at all. Ouch. Yeah, it's actually 100 resources lost.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what he just chooses to do. I mean, he could push. He only has 1 zealot. There he goes. Moving in against some SCVs, getting taken out here. Stim is not finished quite yet.
But no energy left, and a couple of those sentries actually did go down. Just a bunch of fragile stalkers remaining.
Bit of a bizarre push here by Verdi. I'm not really sure what he's trying to accomplish with this. I mean, obviously he's trying to break BratOK, but BratOK looks like he's in such a good position that I don't know if he's really going to be able to do it. Yes, he's killing some SCVs, but as you can see here, Verdi's kind of like, well, I don't really think I can actually break this, and he's right.
Yeah. You're definitely correct, and about ready to be supply blocked after that pylon goes down up at the front as well. He's got a couple more on the way, though, so should free that up. BratOK, on the other hand, he's going to switch over nicely into medevacs. He has stayed back at home and defended pretty well. Yeah, I mean, you were talking about workers killed and pulled off the line, but only 6, and considering how early that orbital command was down, no, I'm more reinforcing your point that, yeah, there was some damage done, but BratOK will certainly be able to survive, live to fight again another day. We do have Double Forge coming up with Twilight Council, though. No more investment into unit-producing structures, just a bunch of technology.
Okay, and Verdi is going for Blink. We've been seeing a lot of Protoss players choose this on this map just because of your ability to blink into the main, do some kind of surprise sneak attacks. I gotta say, it hasn't worked terribly well. It's pretty rare, at least in the games that I've seen, and I of course watched quite a few of them, that stalkers with blink do significant damage on a map like this in TVP. It seems to take a bit of luck on the part of the Protoss player to be able to get them in there at just the right time. So, you know, either it's not a great strategy or we just haven't found a way to do it quite right yet.
Yeah, we saw a situation in yesterday's matches with Gosu Swanson as well, where he had a potential to do some damage. He even had the best of timings to blink in, you know, exactly when his opponent was moving out on the map, and made his way in there just the right time, and even then wasn't able to overcome the sheer might of his opponent. But yeah, let's see here. As BratOK taking out this pylon from the low ground here. A few stalkers moving into position to see if he parries some troops up. No. Content with his little win there, supply blocking his opponent, moving away. Verdi moving to Double Forge Twilight Council 8 gate off of 2 base.
Interesting. So really just trying to stay very, very gateway heavy. Those were interesting force fields. He's like, all right, I don't want to deal with this army at all.
Here, take my energy, please.
That's right. Wow. Okay. A couple more medevacs joining the
That's
army.
That's awesome.
BratOK, they sound much more interesting. Medevac for BratOK. All right, and yeah, like you said, ferrying some units onto the high ground. Now that he has 3 medevacs, it's a little bit safer to do that. Immediately attacking those stalkers, not the best decision, I would say, by BratOK. A little bit surprising about that. I don't know what he really was planning to accomplish with this.
Yeah, neither do I. Smartly getting that medevac out of there, but not enough. It goes down. Bye-bye.
That's right. Well, that was an odd choice by BratOK, but looks like he's going to be okay anyway. He's got his third starting right now. He's got his upgrades going. And, you know, will he be able to keep up with Verdi? Because if Verdi is able to take a third and kind of hold things off, his upgrades are going to be able to finish a little bit faster if he really, really tries to chrono boost them.
Yeah.
But, you know, he really hasn't shown us any sort of inkling of what sort of tech he wants to go after at this point. It's just all gateway units, if I remember right. I don't recall seeing a robo or anything like that.
Right. And if he sits off of 2 base for much longer, that's all he's going to be able to do.
Yeah.
Because BratOK now sitting on 3 bases going up to Ghost and an Armor. He's going to be able to mass outproduce his opponent. Here he comes. Wants to push in.
Yeah, just relying on Blink to keep those Stalkers safe. He's got some Zealots kind of trapped protectively in the middle, blinking ahead to take off some more Stalkers, causing another stim from BratOK.
Yeah.
See if it all works out.
Possibly, but that's already quite a few medevacs in the air, and that kind of coverage. Whoa!
Oh, wow. Okay.
BratOK.
Oh, go home.
Maybe.
All right.
All right.
Bloodthirsty SCVs.
That was pretty
want to get in on the action.
Came out and stopped.
Oh,
we're
now they're going again.
Now we're not.
All right.
And now we're going. And now we're not. There we go. A couple of bunkers down now. Looks like BratOK wants to stay safe back at home. I think he realizes that sitting on 3 base and knowing because he has superior map control that his opponent isn't going to expand right now, that as long as he just holds on to this position and maintains 3 bases, he's good.
Here we go, but BratOK's going to need to defend this. Verdi decides it's time to go for it, squeezing those Stalkers through that tiny little gap there. Those force fields not doing a whole lot. Another Blinken right next to the units. Not quite sure how this is going to work out. That is so much DPS coming in for BratOK, and that Stalker number is falling pretty fast.
Yeah, it is. It looks like there is a little bit of a supply advantage now for Verdi, and is slowly but surely starting to force those units back. But any reinforcements that come in from BratOK are going to be pretty bad. He is pulling more SCVs off the line, though. He's already lost 25 in this game altogether. But now he has taken out basically all of the Zealot cover, and it's just these fragile Stalkers that are left.
Yeah, the medevacs are making things quite powerful. Another big warp in here that's going to help out Verdi a lot. And BratOK is really going to have to micro like crazy to come out on top of this fight. I don't know if he's going to be able to. He needs to fall back to that bunker.
And it looks like he is right now. A few more SCVs are probably going to have to be pulled off the line at the moment.
Neil's getting in on the action, too. Why not?
Aw, poor Neil's. And it's 67 supply now to 89 in favor of Verdi at the moment.
Yeah, Verdi takes a nice lead.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
BratOK floating over that orbital command over to the next base. We'll see if Verdi realizes that.
Command center.
Get out of the way. Let's see here.
Well,
Verdi now still on 8 gate, still on 2 base, though.
Yeah, going for a Templar tech, it looks like now. Some high Templar.
Pulling probes.
And what is going on in this game, honestly? Like, this is just the game where everyone's just decided beforehand to just kill off as many workers as they possibly can, apparently.
Now, see, before Doa moved here, I was in the process of convincing him that foreigners could play normal games. and thus far, in the games that we've had...
this is working out.
Yeah, we're going to find out, though. This is awfully aggressive.
I don't know why Verdi is doing this. He's got a lead. All he needs to do, he needs to take a third. He needs to play defensively, but he wants to end it right now. And yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he could, but what a huge risk to take. I mean, is this really necessary?
Necessary? No. This is actually just incredibly risky. Probes are at the front. Zealots tailing slightly behind in the mix as well.
Go. The bunkers are not up. You know, that's another mistake by BratOK to decide not to make those bunkers for some reason. He's got so many units on the high ground, it's going to be pretty tough. Well, let's see. I mean, the Zealots are all kind of bottled up there. Yeah,
these units are at a tiny little choke point for our Protoss player, and these SCVs are on hold position.
Oh, beautiful stop command SCV micro from BratOK.
Yeah.
Really nice choice there. And yeah, Verdi just completely squandering the lead that he has. Look at that. Now he's the 130 supply behind.
What?
I don't know. I don't have an explanation for why someone would want to do that.
BratOK right now I doubt he's playing right now. I actually think he's just dancing behind his computer.
Could this be the game that caused him to just quit StarCraft 2? Who knows? I don't want to make any assumptions here, but...
Oh, my God. All right, so Verdi has, well, nothing, honestly. He's almost mined out. He's got no workers left.
You know, I suppose he has enough probes to have his one base saturated, more or less, but most players would be like, oh, I should take a third so I can continue to use these workers, not I need to pull these probes right now to recruit them as fighting units. But I don't know. All right, well, that's a lot of Guardian Shields.
They don't stack. Sorry.
What is he doing?
I honestly don't know.
All right, I'm usually like the very nice caster. In fact, I've been criticized for being the nice caster, but Verdi is making some moves here that are just not smart. I'm sorry. This is just not going to work out.
And no, I think that's actually going to be GG.
I guess so. I mean,
no, I'm right there with you. All right, so it looks like imbaFXO is going to take game number 1 in one of the weirdest TVPs I've ever seen.
I'll put it this way. I mean, if BratOK loses this game, he's the one who should be retired from StarCraft 2.
I think BratOK's got this well in hand. Hey, an expansion.
Yeah,
it's about 12 minutes too late.
I just don't. I'm really trying to find a reason for why Verdi did what he did. I'd love to talk to him and find out why, but I don't know.
Okay, well here comes the 3 Ghosts, Mask, Medivacs, Marine, Marauder Force coming up, and a couple of EMPs went down, not really necessary, and the rest of the Stalkers are going to die. Less than 50 supply now for Verdi. Gateway's being depowered.
Yeah, this is GG. Verdi, you know, had a lead. He had the upgrade advantage. He had the worker advantage. Could have taken the third, and
GG.
decided to throw it all away.